You gotta tell me, on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, and 1 also being the highest, where would you rate this dungeon?
Square root of -1.
It's true. If you're referring to if that's the I, right? You're referring to yourself as the worst, which I agree with, actually. Come to think of it.
At the end of the day, you translate it into Latin, see, and at the end of the day, it is your ego that makes you do stuff like completing this long, boring dungeon. But I don't think you have to finish it to beat the game. But
actually,
your ego says, I have to do everything.
The word "I" in Latin actually means "hex is the worst." Fun fact: it was actually a common saying in the Roman times.
Yes.
So much they just reduced it to one syllable.
It's even better when like another common phrase during that time was nerf Byzantines.
Exactly. And they kept doing it, and then they all died.
Exactly.
Because the Ottomans got in the way. The Ottomans nerfed the Ottomans. Except that they actually did nerf the Ottomans, and they lost World War I. They died in one hit.
Yes, and they were all turned into a bunch of comfy leg rests. And that was the end of the Ottomans. It was a fate worse than death.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure being turned into furniture is the worst. I've personally not experienced such a thing, but...
Well, just tell me your address and I can make it happen. 5 seconds is all you need.
Oh god.
For $5.59 an hour, I can turn you into an Ottoman.
Wait, if you only need 5 minutes, then why are you charging by the hour?
Shipping and handling.
It's... Well, considering Scaife legitimately lives like half the world away from me.
I never said I was a good businessman. I just said I was really good at turning people into Ottomans. You know how many people have paid after being turned into an Ottoman? Pretty much none of them, because they were inanimate objects after that.
Yeah.
Oh, you have the crystal helm.
Yes. It's a helm made from crystal meth.
That doesn't sound very comfortable.
No.
Is that what the metaphor of Breaking Bad was about?
Yes.
It was all about don't wear it the crystal meth as your hat. Otherwise, you'd make a chicken shop.
Yeah.
And no one will like you because you're bald. I knew it.
And then there's a bunch of angry Mexican guys, and
I knew it. I knew it. Crystal meth was Donald Trump all along. That was the answer.
Oh, God.
So does that mean like Donald Trump was like a school teacher in a past life?
No, not in a past life. He's in this life. In fact, you didn't realize it, but your 7th grade science teacher was actually Donald Trump wearing a false beard.
Oh, God.
Of course Donald Trump is a teacher. He teaches the world about how to have the best hair.
When one day you will look in Donald Trump's eyes and you will recognize your 7th grade science teacher and you'll say, what was your 7th grade science teacher's name? Oh, that's right. It was Mr. Trump, and you didn't make the connection. You just didn't make the connection until now. And you're like, wow, I never thought about it like that.
How many times have you fallen for this trap now?
Way too many, because I don't have the savior of everything, find pits.
You should have used the geomancers. First of all, equipped find pits. Second of all, equipped animals. Those are the only 2 abilities you ever need in this entire game.
Oh, God.
But what about Mnuchin and Donald Trump?
Well, Donald Trump is an ability. Donald Trump is a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's a trait. It gives like -10 to vassal opinion.
But it does give +10 to hairstyling.
Yeah. And in the end, isn't that all that matters?
Yes. In fact, everyone is judged in their hairstyling. That's how all people are judged.
Yeah.
So one day, many years in the future, people will look back on this time and say, wow, those people all had really good hair. And they'll be like, yeah, 10 out of 10. Meanwhile, the theme from Final Fantasy VII is playing. Oh, now it's gone. That was fast.
Yeah. I don't know why it literally only plays when you enter this room.
It was spooky, okay?
Too spooky.
You just don't understand
And here is
the Tot Ibis.
Here is the final enemy in this dungeon that is essentially a boss as a Mook. A boss in Mook's clothing, as you would call it.
Isn't it Moog? A boss in Moog's clothing?
Who knows?
Here we go.
Also, summoners are sort of useless.
Mook Collins, a drunken, illiterate redneck. There you go.
Okay.
Now you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Yep. Unfortunately, this battle does not seem to be halfway over.
No, I don't think it is. Although Goblin...
I know these bosses have like a lot of health, but they really don't have any dangerous attacks.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
It's like playing Final Fantasy XII all over again.
Looking at the seek bar on this fight goes for 5 damn minutes.
Wait, really? Are you shitting me?
That's with a Spellblade Rapid Fire too.
Alright, so, hey guys, does anyone want to talk about, let's think of a good topic to talk about. Okay. Let's talk about Hex's new steampunk novel he's releasing in 2016. Would you like to tell the class about your new novel?
What? Oh, this thing has like 30k health. Yeah, it's...
No. We're talking about your steampunk novel now. Alright.
I don't even
Well,
like
that is the
steampunk.
name of his steampunk novel. This thing has
it's,
30k health.
Yeah. It's one of those. This is a genre of steampunk. I don't remember the name of it, but it's steampunk that takes place in the near future of Japan. This is an entire genre, and of course, Hex loves the genre of steampunk novels. So he's going to write his steampunk novel about this. But basically, the story is a Robert Fulton. Instead of inventing this, the steam-powered boat, ferry, or whatever, he decided to invest into giant robots. And as obviously, No. He was a giant robot enthusiast in an alternate timeline. And, Hex is writing this, not me. Don't blame me for anything that's going on here. And he, he keeps trying to make this giant robot, right? But mistakenly, he makes a time machine, because, that just happens sometimes. And he uses the time machine to go back in time, back when he started making giant robots.
Stop summoning Demon Eye, it's not working.
He went back in time to get the next, to start to do the cycle over and over again until he could get enough technology. So he lived 10,000 lives, and eventually he created giant robots
But
in
he never
1876.
managed to kill Todd Davis with his stupid Demon Eye.
He created after 10,000 lifetimes, he created his giant robot and died peacefully. And of course, everyone knows giant robots are the Japanese. And so, Admiral Perry, instead of using a bunch of boats, he went with a bunch of giant robots to open the ports of Japan. Japan, realizing they were so behind, started making giant steampunk robots. Of course, made by Robert Fulton. They were invented by Robert Fulton, and that's the lore of a Hex's new steampunk novel set in Japan in 2040.
It's set to revolutionize the weeaboo punk genre.
Exactly.
As we know, punk is a more cynical interpretation of science fiction, where the future is not viewed so optimistically after all. And so the idea behind weeaboo punk is to expose that weeaboos are totally shit.
The first weeaboo punk novel was actually it was weeaboo in the USA. It was by the Sex Pistols. Not related to the band, but it was the stage name of Robert Downey Sr. As we know, he was a famous writer in the 1970s of weeaboo science fiction. And the anarchy in the, oh, not anarchy, but it was Weeaboos in the USA was a groundbreaking novel that about 5 people read. That all of them were inspired to continue the weeaboo genre. One of them was Hex Magic, obviously, and so he's going to contribute to the genre amazingly. He's going to be a.
Have I ever told you how much I hate you?
Look, it's
Hey,
over
we
now.
killed Todd. Okay,
It's
so
over
like 5-something minutes later, this boring ass novel is over, and we killed Todd Davis.
The thing is, I technically fought one more before going to the boss.
Did you really?
Yes, I just cut it out. It's suffering.
Well, do you think you have a lot of time to write the novel you're working on?
So wendiGO
Alright, so-
just called us a bunch of little girls, but obviously we are 47-year-old men.
Yeah.
So
This is actually spoiling a scene in Final Fantasy XIV. But if you want to see it, it's on our main page right now. There's only one of them though.
But yeah, this boss is the worst. He is one of the 4 of them at any given time, and he changes which one he is. But you can't use attacks that hit everything, otherwise he will hit you for a ton of damage. Which is just unfair.
Yeah, I agree. You tell them about it. See, it's all about the representations of society and the way we see ourselves. They're 4 mirrors of each other. We are just but one of the 3 reflections. The other 3 reflections hurt us when we try to punch them. But ourselves, we are the true self. And you have to focus on the true self to find yourself.
Something persona.
No. Look to the stormy mountains, and there you shall find the snow.
See,
That
that's-
was very deep.
Hashtag deep.
And this is also a spoiler
Hashtags
of
aren't
Final
very
Fantasy
deep.
14 patch, whichever one Sastasha Hard is from, 2.4? Because he put a DOT on you, and then he used his HP to 1 move. So this is actually a spoiler for Dreams of Ice, which has been out since last November. So we're going to have to cut that out of the video.
Wait,
I'm sorry to see
has
that,
it really
folks.
been a year since Shiva?
Yep.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Nope, someone's decided to call me.
Why would
Well,
anybody wanna
since
call you?
we're going to be here for the next 15 minutes, I'm going to go get that phone. Give me a second.
And, it's been, what, three major patches and a month of holidays
That's true.
since Dreams of Ice. So, yeah, that would be about a year.
Okay. I hate this fight, I hate this fight, I fucking hate this fight. Oh my fucking
It's
god.
probably better just to brute force it, to hit everyone at once and to take the damage anyways.
Here's the thing, I could do that if I equipped something. If I got,
Oh wow, we're still doing this. Amazing. You know,
if
you know who called me? It was crazy. You know, I picked up the phone and it was amazing. I heard the most beautiful voice in the entire world. It was a fax machine calling me, and I heard that beep. It sounded like the dreams I had. The dreams when I looked at a fax machine and listened to it beep. I remember those days.